yours truly, VicXL.
And I'm Boss Lady
Bird,
Bird. What up, my guy?
you. I ain't even gonna do the bird call today. I think you like bird watching or something. I called you sleeping. Bird, what's up with you? How you been?
I'm good, Vic. How about yourself?
Man, I'm good. Other than the fact that you have literally got me addicted to Boogie 2988. I'm all over the internet trying to find
I
Boogie
read this
content.
a few minutes ago that he won't be doing the local podcast anymore.
Really?
That's what I read. Now I don't know if it's just some clickbait or some troll shit, but that is definitely what the rumor on the YouTube is.
Oh, that's sad. That's
I'm sure
sad.
he'll make a video about why.
I really enjoyed the episode I listened to. That's sad. I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. I like he's very entertaining. Again, just to piggyback off me and Bird's last podcast, that documentary was very, very enlightening. I went back and watched it again, and man, I don't know, man, that guy's a character. That's all I can say. Love him, hate him, but he's definitely a character. So,
Absolutely.
Bird,
I
we're
watched it
here.
twice too. It's funny that you did.
Yeah, he's a character. Definitely a character. And that podcast, if he's not doing it, they were on to something. I don't even remember who the other guy with him was, but it was two other guys. I think his name was Kim Star or something like that.
Him
I
star,
don't know.
yeah.
And then I can't remember the what I call the moderator's name or the host name, but I thought it was pretty entertaining. And they was recapping the documentary too. But I hope he stays because they got some good content, and I can imagine as it grows and they touch on other subject matter, it's going to be a real dope podcast. So I hope that's not true. But Bird, we're gonna start calling these like special episodes or something when we just talk about one topic. And you alluded to this topic on the end of last episode, episode 8. Um, Young Thug, your guy, Young Thug, Free Thugger, they are using or they're allowing his lyrics to be part of evidence in his case. You do know about this, right?
I do know about this. I know that the trial starts on the 27th. They've been having a lot of motion hearings and stuff this week. And I think it was the end of last week that the judge actually ruled and decided they would be letting his lyrics be part of the trial. I don't agree with it, but
Okay,
what do you
so
do?
let's talk about that.
I mean, because
I
think
only
about it, Vic. The song "Anybody" that he has with what's her face? I can't even think of her name. She's one of them big female rappers, not Cardi B, but the other one.
Nicki
The
Minaj,
one that works with 6ix9ine a lot.
Nicki
Yeah, Nicki
Minaj,
Minaj. The song
Nicki
"Anybody"
Minaj.
that he does with her, the first lyrics of the fucking song are, I didn't kill anybody, but I got something to do with that body. I'm just like, oh, this isn't gonna be good. This isn't gonna be good at all.
And you know what? I hate to love that song. He say that song. He
I
says,
love that song
they call
too.
it
I
truancy
love the
because I move my
video.
body.
Yeah, I love the video. I love the sign language because I guess he has a brother that's deaf or something. Is the reason
Yes.
why he did that. Yeah, and yeah, that's one of my favorite Thugger songs, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Excuse my language, but God, man, it's definitely gonna make for somewhat of an interesting trial. I'm just hoping that the jury maybe looks at it like I do, and it's like their song lyrics. You can't prove that any part of them are actually real.
Okay. So my question to you, and we're gonna make this a we're gonna put a net over this situation. And I want your personal opinion, and not just Thug, um, any rapper for that matter. Why do you feel that their lyrics should not be able to should not be used to prosecute them in crime?
Number one, I think a lot of rappers have ghostwriters. They don't write their own lyrics. So
Okay.
how can they be looked at, especially in a court of law, like these are true lyrics? This is a story they're telling of something that they were actually involved in. That's not always the case.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Same question to you.
so now, okay, so I'm gonna be honest on this subject. I do not think a rapper's lyrics should be used in the prosecution of a crime because I view lyrics no different than I view movies. Okay.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Say a film director, say a film director creates a movie about a bank robbery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say this film director best friend has been implicated in a bank robbery. I don't think they should be able to go arrest the director because or say they're best friends and you never see the judicial system going after the director because the bank robbery actually looked just like a bank robbery that so happened to happen in an area that they lived in. Now, I just think if we're going to do that, and especially with hip hop affecting minority culture, we know it affects Hispanics and African Americans when it comes to content. Not saying that Caucasians don't create rap, but we know that it's more influential in minority culture, right? So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
unfair
Absolutely.
to take their lyrics and use it against them and lock them up. But you can have directors reenact. You can have a director reenact a lyric and it never be in question.
That's
There's
it.
a TV show. There's a
That's it.
TV show that
I
comes up.
think I don't think it's yeah, I don't think it's gonna do the justice that the prosecution thinks that it will, honestly.
I think it's just another way to
I don't think it's
railroad.
gonna help further prove anything else.
I think it's another way to railroad young minority men. It's just another way to
Yeah,
be
I
able to
mean they
put.
tried it. They tried the same
Mhm.
thing in the young boy case. I'm pretty sure they've tried to do it with Boozy. I mean, and honestly, if they were allowing it in Florida with the Melly case, I mean, I mean, it wouldn't look very good at all. I'm sorry. So I'm very glad that they're not in those cases. Like, I don't know why this one particular case that it's okay in. I don't get it. I don't agree with it. I don't like it at all.
Okay, now I'm gonna come. I got a flip side to that, but before I give that flip side, I want to come back because you said this one particular case, right? Well,
Yeah.
actually, I'm gonna give you guys 10 cases where lyrics have been used in when it comes to artists getting busted. Okay.
Oh, good. I'm
Uh,
glad you're doing this because I don't know of any.
okay. Now, Young Thug is on my list, so I'm gonna give you 9 underneath.
Okay.
All right, there was a rapper named Brandon Tiny Dude Duncan. In 2014, he had a record called No Safety, and the lyrics were used to convict him, and now he's facing life in prison. In 2008, there was a rapper by the name of Vontae Skinner, and he had a record that was used. He was found guilty of attempted murder and sentenced to 30 years, and they used his lyrics. In 2012, there was a rapper by the name of Jamal Mayhem Mal Knox, and he had his lyrics used to convict him in Pennsylvania. In 2017, there was an artist by the name of Lawrence Montague, In Maryland, he's been charged with murder and gun charges. His lyrics have been used against him. And there was a 15-year-old SoundCloud rapper named Tommy Munswell Kennedy. In 2014, his lyrics were used against him for the murder of a 19-year-old. He has a song called I'm Out Here. 6ix9ine, some of his lyrics from Gummo and Billy was used against him, even though we know he snitched to get out. 6ix9ine lyrics was actually used against him. In 2000, an artist that a lot of us might know by the name of Mac Phillips, he was part of No Limit. They used his lyrics against him, and what was messed up, they pieced together lyrics from different songs and used them against
that's
him.
definitely messed up. I'm glad you said that one guy was from Pennsylvania or whatever, because I was going to ask you at the end of this if all these were cases in Georgia.
None of these are cases in Georgia. All right. In like 2016, there was a rapper by the name of Tay-K, and this made national headlines. Tay-K was on the run for almost a year, and he got popular by his song The Race. And the song The Race actually was him rapping about being on the run, but he was later convicted of a 2016 murder that he supposedly committed, and they used the song The Race against him. And in 2010, a New York rapper by the name of Rod Diggs, out of New York, they used his lyrics against him from a song, and he was charged with drug trafficking and murder. All right, now also I got a short coming out, so y'all check this out. There's a rapper by the name of Officially GB who just got sentenced to 10 months for trafficking, for having a prostitution ring, and they used his lyrics against him. Now he was able to get his sentence dropped down, but his lyrics still came to play because they were saying he was running prostitution. So, and there was an artist in the early 2000s by the name of X-Rated out of the Sacramento area. They used his lyrics to convict him as well. So this has been going on for years. It's just in Young Thug case, he is the highest profile artist, and this is one of the highest profile cases.
Absolutely, gotta be.
So they've been sneaking it under the rug on artists, but now we're finna see it come to the forefront. And I think if Thug is, first of all, I think the fact that they're allowing it to be permitted is going to hurt him. But
absolutely it is.
But if he's convicted, I think rappers will definitely have to start watching what they say, because if it goes over in such a high profile case, I think we're in trouble. And I think not only will it affect rappers, I think it'll affect podcasters. I think it'll affect people of color or people who talk about content that's geared towards people of color. And I think that's so unfair.
Are you on Twitter? You're on Twitter, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't go on there a lot.
I don't either, but I do follow somebody on Twitter that is Thugger Daily. And I know 2 days ago they posted a letter from Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, that he sent to the DA's office, that he makes it very clear that he intends to ensure the enforcement of the judge's order that the state must outline all evidence, exhibits, and witnesses that they will use in trial 2 weeks before they are used in the trial to prevent any motions for mistrial or delays. And I guess yesterday was the deadline for the first week of trial because it starts on the 27th. And this order will be active through the entirety of the trial. And I think that's good because I seen in the Like in the Melly case, they kind of had the same order that, the defense was to be known about any witnesses or whatever the prosecution was going to bring forward. But then there was like all these witnesses that they didn't know about that were showing up, and or specialists and all that. So I hope they don't try to pull the same shit in Georgia there with Young Thug. I'm just glad that, hell, he's been incarcerated about 3 years almost now. I'm just glad that they're finally got the jury picked, and finally getting this thing on the roll for him. Now, and I noticed that another one of his co-defendants took a plea bargain and was released like last week. I just wonder if there's even, like, if he's himself just wants to take it to trial, or I wonder if he's even been offered any kind of deals like his co-defendants have. Do you know?
Actually, no, I don't know, and I've actually been wondering that same thing too. Matter of fact, I started wondering that when Gunna came home. I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
did Thug get out with anything?" So, because there have been, Gunna is the most recognizable person to come home, but there are people who've actually already been sentenced, and there are other people who came home, and I've been wondering, well, have they offered Thug anything, or is this just a case of we want the big fish, and they're viewing Thug as the big fish?
Yeah, I think that may be the case. I, or maybe he's just that confident in his innocence and the lawyers that he just refuses to take it. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look into that because I'm definitely uncertain on that.
So this is now. Now I said I was going to play devil's advocate. Okay, so this
Okay.
is me looking at the other side of the coin, but I want your opinion. I want your honest
Okay.
opinion. This is just me taking this situation and looking at it from the opposite spectrum. Now, I truly stand behind. I don't think artists' lyrics should be able to be used against them. So let me say that again. I don't think your lyrics, your art should be used against you because it's art. And in art, you're creating something, and it's coming from your imagination, your mind. And I just don't think it should be used to penalize you or take your freedom. But I looked at this thing also from a different view. What if an artist is actually rapping about information in that area? Just say I'm in Zebulon, Georgia, right? And I'm the poppin' rapper in Zebulon, Georgia. And I make a song called The Caper. And in this song, I rap about a incident where somebody lost their life. And in that song, I say things that only a person investigating this situation would know. Like I talk about evidence, I talk about scenarios, situations, and locations. I just don't put any names in it. But all this information is only information you would know if you were investigating the case. And I'm talking about it in the direct area that the crime, I'm from the area that the crime was committed. Do you think if that's the situation, the lyrics should be used against me?
No, I still think they shouldn't. I
Even
think
though,
that the investigators and the prosecutors should have to do their job to prove that, and I don't think that, because how can you? I mean, there may be similarities that only that person knows, but how are they going to prove that? Really?
okay, even though there's a direct link to me and the crime, I'm a key suspect. I am a suspect. I'm not just a random guy who's been watching the daily vlogs and I so happen to be from the area. Because I think that might happen a lot. People take situations and create art off of it. But no, I'm a suspect in this crime. And I know stuff that only the investigating officers know. and they want to use this.
I'm gonna say I had a Ghost Rider for 200, Alex.
I think now I still agree. I don't think it should be used, but I can see some people feeling like, hold up,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
I get it, but and to an investigator, I think that would probably really piss them off in the instant that they know that he knows that they know that they know. But
yeah.
I mean, still do your job and prove it, my guy.
So that's just me again playing devil's advocate because I feel like sometimes maybe the officers feel like, hold up, man, you know too much, you know. So but I agree. I don't think that a person should lose their freedom for the rest of their life when you can have a movie director become the most famous movie director ever by doing the same thing. Because there are movies that reenact crimes, and I'm sure movie directors look at the news and they get creative off some of the things they see. And we've never heard a movie director be charged. We've had people killed on sets of movies and the people don't get charged. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
so I just
Good
think
point.
we have freedom of speech. It's our First Amendment right. But I think there's an asterisk that comes with that, and it should say freedom of speech, but watch what you say because
It could
I
be
see
held
too
against
many.
you in a court of law.
Yes, yes, man, yes. Like you can say what you want to say until you say something somebody don't like.
That's it.
Kind of
Sometimes you
like
really need to use your right to remain silent. Sometimes.
it's kind of like something we was talking off air. A person can say the N word to you until you're mad at the person who said the N word. If you're another
That's it.
color, if you're another color, you can throw the N word around like crazy until that person who you're saying it to gets mad at you. Now they want to prove that you're racist. So you can say what you want until you say it in front of somebody who don't like you, or you say it against somebody who's trying to use it against you. And I don't think that's cool because there are artists who went to jail. I can give another list of artists who went to jail who were criminals who didn't rap about crime.
I mean, yeah.
Going back to Pennsylvania, there was a group called CEB, Counting Endless Bank. The group consisted of Steady B, Cool C, and Ultimate Ease. Y'all can Google that. CEB. Steady B was signed to Jive Records. Cool C was signed to Atlantic Records. Both major labels. Bars.
Now,
Two of the three
in the
members are
case
behind
of
bars. The C.
in the case, go ahead. Sorry, I think you cut out on me for a minute.
No, I was just saying this group is behind bars because they have been charged, and one of them is awaiting execution because they were charged with the murder of the first female police officer in Philadelphia. They
Oh
robbed the
wow.
bank. They robbed the bank, and she answered the robbery call. And when she entered the bank, she was shot. But she was the first female ever killed in the line of rappers are robbing the bank. So two of these rappers who are known back in the early in the 90s, they were big artists, but they didn't rap about this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I
So now
wonder.
what was your question?
And it's been so long ago since that case. I know C Murder's been incarcerated for a long time now, but I wonder if his lyrics come into play during his case.
I've never heard of his lyric coming to place, but like okay, when I say that, they've never pinpointed any lyrics that they brought into court, right? But
Right.
but but they definitely use his persona and his name against
Yeah.
him, again, like they definitely, during, because I followed that case, they definitely dwelled on the fact that his name was C Murder, and they definitely dwelled on his lyrical content. They never pinpointed any lyrics, but they used the things he rapped about to paint a picture of his personality.
And it's been an episode or two since I mentioned him, so I got to shout out Dallas Austin because he has some great stories about C Murder when he used to date Monica. I'm not sure if y'all know that him and Monica used to be a thing when she was probably just turning of age and just getting well known. And I know the record labels had a problem with their relationship because she's Monica, she angel of mine, but she's got this boyfriend named C Murder, and I knew it was an issue that he had to deal with between her and the record labels and stuff. But it's a pretty funny story.
You know what's funny about what you just said? They are
What?
not just an issue. She is still linked to C Murder.
Oh well,
Like her,
that's cool. That's cool. I just assumed that it was over and done with.
no, 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 no. She is working hand in hand with Kim Kardashian and attempting to bring C Murder home still.
I know Boosie had some good stories. Apparently him and C Murder were incarcerated together this last time that Boosie was incarcerated. And he talked about it on the 85 South show, another plug. Um and I remember, as his days come closer for, Boosie to get out, he was talking about how C Murder began to distance himself from him and how sad it made Boozy that C Murder wasn't coming out with him, and he's got some great stories. Y'all check out both of Boosy's episodes on the 85 South show. He's got some great stories. You don't hear much about C Murder, except for them trying to bring him home and such. But it had been a while since I had even really heard his name until I watched those episodes, and then now I've been paying closer attention. Of what's going on now with C Murder, but he had some great stories. They worked in the kitchen together.
Yeah, he said they were really, really close, and I thought that was real cool. That they bonded so heavily, and man, I hope C Murder comes home for the fact that you've had people who've came out and said they lied on the stand. You've had people basically said that C Murder did not do this, but
Mm-hmm.
he's still sitting in jail.
Yep.
So hopefully
Been
they'll bring C Murder home. That man's been in jail for over 10 years.
Yep.
You know, there was a situation that went down and a gentleman lost his life, and it was after an altercation with C Murder's people, and C Murder was involved, but you had several eyewitnesses say that C Murder was not the trigger man. So C Murder, I think, is really sitting in jail due to his influence.
That and the fact that he probably stood by the code and he ain't snitched nobody out. So shout out to C Murder.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. They don't like you when you stand by the code.
No. No.
Saying is, man, you shouldn't be playing in these streets. You shouldn't be playing in these streets you know, if you ain't trying to take what comes along with it.
Stand on it. If
Don't
you
play in
can't
these
stand
streets.
on what comes with it, that's right. Get back on the porch, little boy.
Yeah. So, all right, Bird. I truly stand behind. Let's not use art to lock people up. Police,
Absolutely.
do your job. Do your job. Get real evidence that's not music, because there are a lot of artists that could be sitting in jail by things they said that was fictitious. So
Oh
now
man. I mean,
when
look,
they start,
they do lock them all up. At least 50% of them if they're going off by lyrics. Like it's ridiculous. Get out there and do y'all's jobs.
yes,
And quit
do your
using these
job.
art forms as a way to prosecute these guys. Like, do your job.
If not, then you need to start arresting some film directors and some actors, and you know what I'm saying? Because it's art. It's art. You know,
That's
and Do your job. If that rapper committed a crime, there's evidence out there that's not musical. Find it. Do your job,
That's it.
and that's the case. But don't attack hip hop. Don't attack the lyrics. Because you're gonna lock up a lot of innocent people based off of fiction. And like you said, it could be a ghostwriter. They could be done took a situation that they seen in the news and wrote about it, and they just so happen to. We're creators, and I'm not
That's
a
it.
rapper, but I
Something
create.
they
You
witnessed
create.
before they even become famous, or a story that they heard an old timer tell about something. It could be many situations in which the song had come about, but it doesn't always mean that's something they did or what a witness to. It's just crazy to me that they can use that.
All right, Bert. I ain't got nothing else on the situation. Do you?
Only thing I got is the Melly trial has been postponed. They had all their jurors picked, and I don't know what happened, or the prosecution and the defense sparred about it, and apparently all the potential juror panel was struck down. So now they're back at square one looking for jurors. So there's that. That's all I have on that.
All right, Bert. Where can they find you?
Find me at Bird420 on IG, or right here on the YouTube at Boss Lady Bird.
And you guys can find me on YouTube at Riding Dirty Radio. You can find me on IG at Riding Dirty Radio. Make sure if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, get in their comments, and tell me and Bird what y'all think of the content, and let us know if it's something you want us to talk about. All right, listen. Time is one thing you cannot get back. It's very, very precious. And if you chose to spend 1 second listening to me and Boss Lady Bird, we greatly appreciate you. Whether you love us or hate us, we appreciate you listening. Okay? We can't give you the time back, but we can say thank you. To the next episode, I'm out. How about
We
you,
out.
Bird?
We out.
Peace.